You know? Hey, if you go to a doctor, so we got the new doctor here. He just came out of med school. He been practicing for 1 year. But then you got a guy that's been a doctor for 30 years. Who you going to trust?
Or a mechanic.
Or a mechanic. Yeah. Or a mechanic, man. Well, he went to school. He fresh out of school. But you know what? Just because you just came out of school, the guy that's got 30 years in, he might put the code scanner, which I got to buy one of them, code scanner for, you know, when your check engine light come on, you put the code scanner into your computer, and it gives you a diagnosis as to what, mostly it's sensors that you got to change, man. Well, you got a young guy, he'll put it in there, it'll say you got to change the map sensor, right? Or the EGR valve. So he changed it, but it's still doing the same thing. And he's scratching his head. Now, an experienced guy, he'll go around it and he'll say, well, there's a little rust over here. He'll take the rust off of it. Then it works. Because a lot of times they'll pull it out, they'll wipe the rust off it, and they'll put it back in, and then they'll tell you that they put a new one in there, man. And so you gotta know mechanics your damn self. You gotta know when the guy's pulling the wool over your eyes, man. And that comes from experience, man. A guy that's a so-called police officer, a rookie they call him, he's not experienced as his partner is, which maybe put in 25 years. He can read people's spirit. He knows that you committing a crime or about to commit a crime. Like all these cops that's killing these jakes, a lot of those guys are young dudes, man. A lot of them Edomites, they're young, man. So as soon as they see a jake, they watch a movie, and they think all jakes are killers, and they'll stab you up, and they'll jug you, they'll blow you away, and they'll do this, and they'll do that. It's basically fear. And really, you Edomites shouldn't even be cops, man. You know? If anybody, Jake should be cops. Because will you ever hear of a black man kill a black cop kill a white man, or a black cop kill a black man? And the facts are sketchy. Like this last cracker, he killed the Jake, right, down south, and the guy kind of pulled off or whatever, or he told him to get his license, he went for his license, and the guy just put his hands in there, and then he just shot the dude up, man. But then he had a body camera on, and the other cops had body cameras on, and he said, oh, I was feared for my life because he grabbed me. But then the body camera, which he forgot he had on, showed the truth. So what did they do? They had no choice but to indict him, man. And then the dude got $1 million bail, knowing how fast he was out. That later that day. How the hell Esau can get that money, man? So don't worry, son. I'll write you a check. $1 million bomb. Here, get out of here. How many Negroes that you know that can come up with a $10,000 bond, man?
Hey, what's that guy that got arrested in the Black Consciousness, Tahuti?
He's still locked up. Yeah, he's still locked up.
They couldn't come up with the money for him.
They couldn't come up with what they got, $1,700. Show you that shit is all bullshit, man. You know? But I'm going to just read this here, right? It says Romans 13:10, right? Okay, start at the 9th. Romans 13:9. For this thou shalt not commit adultery. Now it tells you in Proverbs, he that committeth adultery lacketh understanding. So you got guys in the last days that call themselves tip-top Israelites, so to speak. They commit adultery. So guess what? They lack of understanding, man. Now, if you knew in this back at One West, that was happening, and guys are still going to the school because everything was lax, man. We can't play that shit no more, man. That's why, hey, brother, if I see a woman and I know she's married, I'm nowhere near her, man. I'm not going to put myself in a position, where shit could happen, man. Even though I have the discipline to not deal with that because I know the scriptures and I'm experienced, But we know certain guys that are great, so-called great speakers that committed adultery, man. Recently, in the last couple years. They lack of understanding, man. It says, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, thou shalt not, like your General Yohana, he's good for bearing false witness. He's a master at that. Thou shalt not covet. And there, And if there be any other commandment, it is briefly comprehended in this saying, namely, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. You know what it means to love thy neighbor as yourself? If your neighbor has a wife, you don't lay with your neighbor's wife. You don't, when the guy's out to work, you don't bust in the house and steal from him, right? You don't kill a guy. You don't do none of those things. So that's what it means. That's what the law was all about. The law was set up primarily between you and the Most High and you and your fellow man, which is your neighbor, your Israelite, okay? It says, love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. Now, a simple nigga read that and say, we don't got to keep the law. No, the law is when you love your neighbor, you're not going to commit adultery with your neighbor's wife. You're not going to steal from the guy. You're not going to lie to the guy. You're not going to bear false witness. You're not going to kill the guy. You're going to apply the laws, all right? It says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. In other words, this got to be a part of you, all right? You can quote scriptures all day and memorize scriptures all day, but then something come up, or like this one guy from GMS, quoting scriptures, new scriptures, battle against the IUIC out there in Kansas, but I don't know the full story, but the dude came into a substantial amount of money, and he's basically AWOL, man. You know, he buying everything up under the sun. So that was the test. That was the test. That money destroyed him, man. Yeah. And you know when he's going to come back around when he run out of that goddamn money.
Oh, that's that scripture, the care and deceitfulness of riches choke the word, and the word become unfruitful.
That's right. That's right. Because you got to put time in to, keep your woman happy and keep you happy, man. It says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting. Rioting, chambering. That means, and I said in the last week, going to them clubs, don't be going to no clubs, man. All right? Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting, that's going to the clubs, and drunkenness, that's going to the clubs, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and in envying. But put ye on Yahushai, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. When that cat came into that money, he fulfilled the lust thereof.
Put on a provision for the flesh.
Because we're not millionaires and billionaires, you know. But the Most High, we got enough where we can eat, we can live. You know, we got a roof over our head. A brother car breakdown, transmission. Don't worry, brother. We'll get a collection together, or I'll give it to you. You know, or another brother. We had that where brother said, "Look, brother, I just got my income tax. Don't worry, I got him." Okay. It happened like that, man. That happened many a times, you know. Okay, it says, make no provision. Put ye on Yahushai, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. Let's look up the word lust. Okay, the word there is epithemia. Epithemia, right? Bear with me for 1 minute. The word there means to desire, craving, longing, desire for what is forbidden, lust. You always wanted that my back. So you got that blessing. So guess what? You got a Maybach. And then you ain't gonna put the Maybach in the you need a garage, so you need a house. So you got to get a house to put the Maybach in there. And then you got you gonna get a pool. You're gonna get the old friends come over, man. Things are going smooth, right? And then you got to drive that Maybach. You need time to drive that Maybach, man. You need time to